times in a token.
We made groceries.
Starting discipline.
I would tell them to write mini goals. A lot of people, like, the first thing is like, I have to lose 20 pounds. Let's just pump the brakes and let's focus on the first 2. Or let's focus on gut health or healthy options. Like, everybody wants to lose that 20 pounds and they forget the other building blocks to get to them to the 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, what can I control right now? My water intake, my sleep, my stress levels, like preparing food. Am I making healthy options? So I always tell everybody to break that stuff down before you even worry about the gym. So a lot of people skip out of that. They're like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 6-7 days a week. And then when they don't make that 6 or 7 days a week, they feel like failures. Let's just make it to the gym 3 times a week. Let's eat healthy. Let's have 1 to 2 bad meals a week here and there, making sure we're staying hydrated.
Yeah.
And then we'll build up from there. Like, just write these mini goals down and we'll get after it.
I think sometimes too, and correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I'm not the trainer here, but sometimes people jump into that and they do it that way. They go 6-7 times a week to the gym, right? In that process, though, they get a month and they're like, oh, the scale only moved a pound. But they're not realizing, like, okay, you may not have changed eating habits that much, done this and that, but you did put in some work. So when you're adding muscle and losing fat, a lot of times scale won't necessarily change.
Yeah.
But you're still changing your body,
Yeah.
right?
So, like, I have at my factory, in my classroom, I have an InBody scan, InBody USA. So, like, when people jump on the scale, they see one number. When you jump on my InBody scanner, it tells me how much fat, how much water intake, how much muscle mass you have per limb. So your scale might not move, but your other numbers will move. So I can actually break it down scientifically. Okay, well, you're down a pound, but you've gained 3 pounds of muscle. Okay, your legs are a lot tighter. Let's focus on your arms next week or next month. So you can break it down per muscle group and per trunk. And a lot of times you'll see tons of people worry about everything else other than gut health. Like, your GI tract is huge. Like, this is like your second brain.
Yeah.
Like, if your gut health is off, your cognitive function, your thought process will be also off.
So, all right, tell me, as a professional, I'm just gonna call it right now. You're gonna be pro by the end of the week. What is your workout regimen?
So Monday is usually legs, heavy quad dominant, light hamstrings, light glutes, and then it goes chest, shoulder, tri, then back and biceps, and then off day. Off day, you still have cardio. You still have cardio and abs, and then you run them back again. Okay, we're going to start Thursday, heavy hamstrings, light quads, and then we'll focus on shoulders and then arms. So, like, this off season, I really had to focus on my legs and my back to bring them up.
So you only work out 5 days a week?
Yeah. So you break it down like 3 days on, 1 day off. 3 days on, 1 day off.
So to me, I have a calendar, and I'm like, okay, every Monday is chest day, Tuesday is arms, Wednesday is legs,
And that's how I was for a long, long time. But putting so much stress, like, on my body, and like, when you go to the gym, you're not building muscle. You're actually breaking your muscle tissue down.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you do miss a day, mentally, it's like, I'm a failure. It's so hard to get out of that funk that you need to recover to build more muscle tissue. So if I go 6-7 days a week, I'm actually hurting myself more than helping myself. So it's like, okay, if I know I have a family function I need to go to Thursday for your daughter's softball game, okay, I'm going to work really hard and I'm going to take that day as an off day. And just really planning your off days throughout your lifestyle, through your scheduling with family, friends. So, like, that's how I tell my clients to find out their rest day.
Now, I got to tell you, what's your guilty pleasure? We all have one. You're disciplined to the T.
It's fucking pizza.
But what's your guilty pleasure?
Man,
Pastas, all the worst shit.
It gotta
I love that shit.
Something crazy. What's your guilty
so,
pleasure?
like, I haven't had bad food in probably over 3 to 4 months. So, like, after Saturday, everybody asks bodybuilders, after people that compete, they're like, what's your first thing you're going to have after a show? I'll probably have Chick-fil-A.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's that bad food?
Oh, like French fries.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to, like,
No.
It's
Not the
Jesus
grilled
chicken.
chicken,
It's
baby.
Jesus chicken. I'm
I
telling
know,
you.
right?
I'm going
Probably
for
Oreo.
everything's fried. Going for the French
Oreo
fries.
milkshakes. I love a good milkshake.
Yes.
Like, during Thanksgiving, I literally hosted Thanksgiving at my house. Everybody ate, like, good Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I'm eating chicken and rice with my family.
I mean, whenever I do that, my mom looks at me like, what restaurant are we going to? I'm like, baby, it doesn't matter. I'm going to eat chicken and rice wherever we go. So it's not, it's up to you, whatever you are in the mood for, because I'm going to eat the same thing.
So I want to curve back. So obviously we talked about your business. Now I want to go into, you're a bodybuilder, right? You're in a sport that realistically, I mean, there's not rules really.
Zero rules.
Zero rules. So, and obviously from watching Seth Feroce, he does a whole thing on that. So from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to use the right terminology here, difference between people using enhancements, not using enhancements, or how are you on that?
So I will only train clients who are drug-free. So there's OCB and like there's other different organizations that are drug-free. I'm in the NPC. So the NPC, there's no rules. So you can take any enhancements, take any PEDs, whatever. Like everybody's on that same playing field. Does that mean I like Joe Schmo in Maryland that's like, give me whatever drug I can and I'll look like you? I'm like, I could give you every drug in the world and you will not look like me because you're not disciplined.
Yeah.
Like all these boat life people that really like, I got to get jacked. They'll take a little bit of Deca or Tren and they're drinking on top of that. Like, and then you see all these younger kids that their test levels are already through the roof because they're a young guy.
Yeah.
And they're just shooting stuff. And I'm like, come on.
See him taking like 800 megs a test a
Like,
week and
be smart and like get your blood work done. Like if I tell everybody and I never accuse that I'm drug free. Like, look at me. Like, come, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'm genetically gifted with very, very thin skin. So, like, when I get ready for shows, yes, I do PEDs. I'm trying to win a damn bodybuilding show here.
Yes.
Like, I'm trying to be on the Phil Heath and, like, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I'm trying to become an IFBB pro. Those guys aren't drug-free. And I will tell anybody, like, if you have to take a little bit of testosterone when you hit like age 30 something, your test levels drop as a man. I get that. If I wasn't a bodybuilder, I wouldn't do any of this dumb shit. any. Like it's just like the egos that you'll see throughout the bodybuilding world. It's like, oh, I need more. No, you should just rely on your work ethic, your diet, your sleep, your water intake, and then sprinkle it on a little bit of PEDs. But you'll see a lot of people just go ape shit. And like they might look good on the outside, but their organs, their liver, it's trash.
Yeah.
Like there's life after bodybuilding, which a lot of these younger men and also women don't like. I bodybuild. That's not who I am. Like I'm not just a bodybuilder. You'll see a lot of people that like if you took bodybuilding away from them, they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I can feel that.
I haven't seen you in like 12 years.
Yeah.
Like if I was a narcissistic, you'll see a lot of that like throughout our bodybuilding world. Like there's like, I haven't seen you in 12 years. I'm in Florida. Fuck it. Let's go hang out.
Yeah.
If I can eat my fish and chicken on the ride coming down, let's catch up.
Right.
Like, there's life after bodybuilding, which most people don't see that vision. Like win or lose this show coming up at nationals, like I've literally have given everything I have. Everything for this.
Tell me, what are you taking before the show? I have friends that did. They've taken like Snickers and all that good stuff just to get that extra little sugar rush.
Yeah, some people say they do like a soda, so they drink a soda like before, just because literally everything just swells.
So like
up.
that's actually like the sugar is not what brings out like the vascularity. It's actually the sodium intake. So you'll see a lot of people with salt, and there's a company called Real Salt. Like pink Himalayan salt is a good salt, but there's a lot, it comes from China and there's like some extra garbage actually on top of it. So there's a company in America called Real Salt that actually is a great compound salt. And I'll push a little bit of sodium through that and like put on a rice cake and just sodium up big time. And then I will be peeled out of my mind.
So now tell me, getting ready for a show, you get tan because everyone goes and gets tanned up.
I'm too pasty white to step on stage right now. But yeah, and like with me being so pasty white, like I have to get like 3 or 4 coats of tanning.
Yeah.
Like when an average person who has like a normal tan or pigment. It only takes like 1 or 2 coats. So like I will get lathered up with tan.
Oh man, it has to be some pros to get into. Obviously, I'm already tan. So
I was gonna say, I don't think you need to apply.
I don't got to apply anything. Matter of fact, I'm getting a little lighter.
You're good, dude.
I'm getting a little lighter. But the difference is, you can actually see your tattoos. You can't see my.
That's accurate.
Yeah, that's why I'm having it.
So, kind of piggybacking over, how do you? And this is just a random thing caught in my mind because everybody sees these headlines. The Liver King, that dude.
Yeah.
Right, talking shit about how he's always clean. I have my opinion on it. I'm gonna tell you, there's no fucking way. Right?
He actually just got busted this week.
Did he?
God,
fine. I didn't see that headline.
It got busted today or yesterday.
Really?
Came out with his drug protocol. Yeah.
Here's the part I don't understand about it, and especially if you're in the world, right? I know enough just because I've researched enough because I wanted to learn how to lift, and I get it. If I really wanted to, like, okay, yeah, I could. But at the same time, like, I'm never going to perform in that arena. So really, for me, it's not.
What's it worth?
What's it worth? It's not.
You're a dad. You have kids. Like, there's no big reason. Like, if your test levels or your sex drive or everything is, like, low, fine. You might have to go get tests prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah.
Not Charlie down the street making a bottle in his basement.
So do you have any opinion on guys that come out and always show? I mean, obviously, and there's some that you can tell. I think if you ever watch the Joe Rogan podcast, he really shit all over the Liver King about that too. He's like, dude, there's no fucking way he's clean.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, how do you, when you encounter those types of people, do you kind of like avoid it, or do you have like a strong stance against it? Like, dude, if you're on it, just say it.
Just be honest. Like, I literally like. That's giving false information and false hope to this younger generation like we were talking about. It's like with like social media and like filters. I'm this size because I eat 6 to 7 meals a day. I drink tons of water a day. I focus on sleep, but I also use PEDs. Like little Joey is not going to look like me without using PEDs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how many calories do you eat a day? I mean, 3,500, and I
like right now it's lower than normal because of, again, I got to make weight tomorrow.
Yeah.
But on the off season, like I'll probably be like 250, 260, 260 pounds. Like I got to make weight tomorrow around 2:00. I got to be at 225. So like with my calories right now, like with my coach, I actually never actually counted my calories. I just listen to what my coach says, and my coach actually lives in Orlando.
Really?
So I got to train with him today. His name's AJ Sims. Awesome guy, like great family guy. He actually cares for the sport and the health.
Yeah.
Like he understands like there is life to bodybuilding outside of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And he takes care of your health, your heart. He runs your blood work. Like he is a great human being.
Yeah.
Even outside of the bodybuilding world.
How'd you meet him?
I sought after him last year as a coach on social media, and he was actually booked, which was great. Like that's how you know as a coach, like you don't just take on so many people and then you write cookie cutter stuff. He was like, no, sorry, my book's filled, maybe next year. And there was an opening, and I got in with him, and he's changed my life mentally, physically, spiritually, like definitely brought me to a better side of bodybuilding, because bodybuilding is, for the most part, a very self-absorbed sport or hobby.
You have to, because you're focusing on you.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
There's nobody else pushing you to do it. And after this show, I'll probably definitely take a step back from bodybuilding to focus on business and work and life, how we were talking. But
you get your pro card. That means you get a chance to compete more. How do you take a step back after you win?
So I would take a year off. Just compete. I mean, just go back to business, back to working out. Like I'm still always going to work out. But if or when I win this show this weekend, I'm going to probably go from bodybuilding to classic physique. So like, I would only have to drop 5 more pounds. I've beaten a couple guys that are going to the Olympia right now in the classic physique at local stages.
Wow. Isn't the classic physique is when you just win like swimming trunks, right?
So it goes physiques, board shorts, and then classic physique's like smaller, like cheeky shorts. And then I wear like a man thong.
All right. Now we really
now you know.
That was a bad decision. We were talking about the man thong.
Now
you got to be real confident.
Now we're here.
Man thong.
We have to hit our segment. So once again on our podcast, we do believe that bad decisions make better stories. So couple of previous ones that we've had, we always like somebody to tell. Got to throw out a little bit of an embarrassing story on yourself, right? But you don't have to get too detailed, right? But what's something that a bad decision you made in your life, and what was the outcome? Something that just instantly sticks in your brain.
Wow,
It's been a while.
I haven't like done anything.
The brain isn't even fully developed
say,
until you're
dude, it's
25. So you were making adult decisions at 20, but you had to deviate at some point.
Dude, it's like sitting next to Captain America.
Yeah,
Everything's always good.
Everything's good.
Probably like being a bartender, I made a lot of dumb decisions, like drinking and driving, which like definitely was an idiot move. I feel like everybody's done that. That I was literally drinking and driving, and the police officer told me to get out of the car, and thank God the police officer knew who I was. And he literally said, park your car, let your parents pick you up. And if I see this car moved by tomorrow, you're getting arrested. Yeah, lucked out. And then he literally came into the bar the next day, and I said, thank you so much. Because if he would have gave me a DUI, I would have, my whole life would have changed.
It would derail your life in a different direction.
Yeah,
by
easily.
all means. So
See, that's actually the reason why we have the segment. A lot of times, especially with someone, because I have a lot of bad decisions that I've gone through. But ultimately, go through the process, right? And you realize, holy shit, it actually worked out for the best.
Yeah.
So, and then let's be real, if depending on, it's probably several years ago since that happened, but do you feel like it changed your path a little bit, kind of put you a little bit on a more serious note?
Oh, big time. Like after that happened, I was like, what am I doing? Like I was a young bartender at 21. Now I'm 32. Like that's where I was like, you know what? If I want to be a top-notch trainer or top-notch strength and conditioning coach, like I can't be drinking, can't be driving like an idiot. Like you get behind one wheel, bad decision, and your whole life's ruined. Your family lost you or anything like that. Like those are huge things.
So you no longer drink at all? That's
maybe a glass of wine here and there, but like I've been in prep for like 4 months. Like I haven't had any alcohol in like a long time.
I mean, that's a good. I feel like no one tells the truth about alcohol, but every time I drink, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. Even if it's a little glass, it's like you don't really need it.
Your mindset changes a lot. I'm going to agree with you on that 100%. When I was in college, dude, I partied every night.
Yeah.
There was no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, we were roommates.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I partied a lot. There would be nothing going on. It'd be a fucking Thursday night. I'd be up till 12, drinking a 12-pack of Busch, and we'd be playing 2K or something.
Yeah.
And he's doing it all by himself.
And yeah, there's no reason, right? It's like I'm in college, we're having a great time. But the older I get now, it's like, okay, everybody's having a good time. Like, yeah, let's grab a beer or something. And then in the front of my mind, not the back of my mind anymore, it's like, I'm going to feel like shit. Even after 3 beers, I'm going to feel like dog shit. I got shit I got to do tomorrow.
We're too busy. We have too much stuff to lose. And like, again, like if you're too tired being a dad, you're not going to get up and go play with your kids. Was those 3 drinks worth it? No.
And it's so funny because literally on the pod, we usually always have drinks, right? And that's pretty much one of the only times that I really drink at all.
That's a drink of the week for me.
And a lot of times we utilize that, just because we want our guests to feel as comfortable as possible. Like, bring your setting in here, So, I mean, but I totally get where you're coming from, especially with the change of mindset as you get older. It's just like
we have too much to lose.
Yeah.
And again, like since like you're really into fitness, like depending on how drunk or how we'll say fucked up you get, it takes your body 3 to 4 days to get back to where you just were. Yeah. So like all the gym bros are like, you're messing with the gains. And how many of our friends, and like definitely in Baltimore, Maryland, like there's not much to do other than drink. For real. Like everybody goes to games, or there's Monday night football, Twisted Tuesdays, it's hump day, it's Thursday, it's ladies night. We're already at the weekend. So it's like, that's the cool thing to do. And if you're not doing that, you get made fun of. And like all of our friends are usually drinking that 3rd or 4th day. And then they're not taking care of their health, and then their health declines. And then what happens after that? Their mental health declines, and their loved ones, everything trickles down from that.
I mean, it says a lot to be disciplined. It does. I feel a whole lot better when I'm just staying clean as all outdoors. For me, the moment I drink, the very next day I'm waking up and I'm running an egregious amount of miles just so I can feel the alcohol leaving my body.
Getting out.
Just getting it out. Like even tonight when we're done with this, we're heading to the sauna and we're just going to sweat it out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have any of that alcohol inside.
That toxin in your body for the next day.
It's the only way I can feel good about what I'm doing. It's like I have to think, okay, once you do this,
you got to do this.
You got to do this. There's no in between. There is no like, oh, I got drunk today, I'm gonna get drunk tomorrow. There is no. I was telling my friend this. I think I was telling you this early. Mm-hmm. When I go on vacation, it has to be a difference between vacation and real life. Mm-hmm. So if I'm drinking every day, and I go on vacation and I'm drinking, all I did was do the same.
Change the location.
that was it. Like
just change the location.
What was the reason of me going on vacation to really relax? So I have to have something that leads up to that. That's why I asked you when you go on vacation, like when do you take vacation? Because I rarely take vacation unless this guy tells me, "Hey, we're going somewhere.
Let's take a break."
Let's take a break. Like other than that, is go, even on the weekends because that's the time when no one else is working. Yeah. So it's like
we're getting one up.
Yeah, I gotta keep going. I got 2 more days. At the end of the month, I'm at 31 and you did 26. So I just know for a fact
I'm 4 days in front of you, and then fast forward to another month, I'm 8 days in front of you, follow a whole year, I'm a whole month ahead of you, and you will never catch up.
Exactly.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, okay, we're up further ahead than everybody, but how much did you take off your mental health? It's such a tough decision. Like, I give up so much for this, but did I get mic time? Did I get Matt time? Like, did we actually give ourselves time to like recoup and rethink of like, hey, I took a day off. And like when you have a day off, you can actually think about, okay, let's think about our job, our podcast. What can we brainstorm? Like when we're go, we can actually take a step back from the business and look at our business from like a different outlet. And it's hard, man. It's real tough.
Well, to me, I read a book, and this was by Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. He said he woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And by the time 8 o'clock hit, he was able to give everyone else his time.
Because I put it
in 4 o'clock in the morning. Yep. So for me, I don't ever feel like I don't have enough time unless I don't wake up at 4 a.m. Yeah. And that's a battle just between you. Yeah. There is no one else.
No one's waking you up to get you out?
At all. If I decide to press snooze and
that's
just roll back, it's a battle between, and I know for the rest of the day, I didn't start the day off right. I didn't give me time. Before I plug in and give anyone else time and give anyone else effort, I need to sit down and give me time, whether that's going to the gym or running or just doing something that allows me to release. That I don't feel like I'm overwhelmed and I have to give the mic time or the mat time because I feel great each and every day. People ask me like, why are you so happy? Why are you excited? I'm like, I woke up this morning and I gave me time. Yeah. And I don't have to worry about the stress that other people put on you. Yeah. Because you can wake up and get a bad message. But nobody's up at 4 o'clock in the morning. People are going to sleep at 4 a.m.
Nobody can mess with you then.
Yeah, nobody's messing me at 4 a.m. If you call me at 4 a.m., you got a problem. You should be talking to Jesus. That's it. That's the only person. Issue. You got a real issue.
And if you win the morning, you win the day.
Yes. I like that. I think that should be the slogan for this. If you win the morning, you win the day.
That's fantastic. So I actually want to, we had another topic. I do want to throw this out. We've gotten into actual fucking arguments about this shit. So, realistically, we speak shit into the future, right? You're going to be a professional fucking athlete come this weekend. Professional fucking athlete, right? Obviously, what you do for a living, you even said it's not just about coming up with individualized workout schedules and eating habits. Like a lot of it is mental health, right? Mm-hmm. So I asked this question to a professional athlete, right? How do you feel about participation awards in today's society?
Bullshit.
Fuck yeah.
It's literally messing with the mental health because
fuck yeah.
When you get, again, I still train athletes. I still train them.
Okay.
When they get into the real world of getting participation, and then finally the job or boss tells you, hey, you fucking suck. Like you lost. Like you're fired. Yeah. People don't know how to take that. And it's teaching kids zero adversity. And you have to like how many coaches said, hey, you suck. You got cut from a team. Sooner or later, a coach is going to tell you, you're not good enough. Somewhere along the lines in football or any sports we played, you're not good enough, and you got to be able to handle that.
I'm telling you, man. So we get into this argument, right? I'll give you the premise.
I can't wait for this.
Oh, yeah. So the other side, Keanu has a little bit of different view. I agree with you 1,000%. For all the parents out there, I'm telling you right now, listen to the understanding of what he just said. Participation awards, okay, your kid gets a medal.
At what age?
Huh?
At what age do you cut off participation?
Me personally,
That's a good point.
I'll give you that.
You want to expand it a little bit. We're going to go micro here. So I don't think they should be allowed at any age at all.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Tell me. I need an explanation as to why not.
Kids have to understand it's great that you played, right? But if you didn't win, why the fuck are you getting a trophy? Why are you getting a medallion? Why are you getting this shit? You didn't earn it because you didn't win. If you don't win, and kids like Avery's an 8 and under softball. They had a playoff game last night. They lost, right? They lost. Did they walk away with anything? No, they did not. And they shouldn't, because they know now they didn't do enough to be better than the other team because they lost. So when we come home, and this is what I said, I think that it comes from the coach. You have to have a positive influence to mesh with you after a loss. You can't just leave the kid to themselves, because kids don't understand how to handle those emotions.
Yeah.
They don't understand how to handle those feelings. It's a coach's and a parent's job to make sure that you filter that and direct it in the right direction, right? So when they lost, they said, hey, you lost. Well, we're not going to get a trophy now. You're right. You're not, because you guys didn't play good enough.
Let's work harder.
Work harder. Now, you know that what you did all off season now to get you here is not good enough. Now you know you need to do more.
Brings out more out of a human being.
That's my point.
So I have a son. His name's Mikey. Mikey will score 6 touchdowns in a game, right? Mikey's just a hell of an athlete.
Stud.
He's just a stud. I piss excellence. I mean, I'm excited
It's
about
a hard
it.
life you have.
It's a hard life.
It's a hard life you have.
Nevertheless.
I mean, yeah, because in flag football, I think our team, we had 11 players. There was 3 players that scored touchdowns, and 90% of them came from Mikey.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete. But the difference is we passed out medals to all the kids, because just because Mikey's better, you're giving the same amount of effort. We had kids that were running full speed. They just weren't fast. You mean it's not, you're giving the same effort as he is. He's just better. You deserve an award as well, because I seen you run to the snot come out of your nose. Like, you're doing exactly
You
how.
gave 100%, but like, that's your team.
Yes.
That's great. But if my team beats the shit out of your team shouldn't get shit. My team should.
So we can't get a medal.
No.
At what age though?
So they're 8. So at 8, I believe it's okay for them to get a medal.
I'll give you an 8.
Yeah.
I'll switch it up, because I didn't say like they're still learning as kids mentally. They're still growing, but like, I don't know. Like, when do you guys go to a bigger field for football? Because I didn't play football. That's a question. Like, what? Like, do you guys?
Oh, he can do it at 8. They can be in the bigger
Yeah, you
field.
can do
Okay.
it. Basically, the moment that you join contact.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when you go to a bigger
So like
field.
with baseball, it's like, I think U12, you go to like a 90-foot diamond. I feel like after 12 or like U12 to U15, like that participation shit's got to stop. But like, I don't know what age, but at a young age, everybody should get something. I understand that, like, you're trying to build these kids' confidence, but sooner or later, you're gonna have to clip their feet out from underneath and be like, "Get the fuck up and roll."
You know what? My opinion, don't even start it. You got a jersey. You got a jersey. You got a chance to play. You got a chance to see if you like it, right? And a great concept that I heard from he's actually a trainer named Jimmy Smith, I think.
Okay.
He's a British dude, right? Fucking love him because he keeps it very direct and very real, right? He said, "No, I didn't play football. You know, I didn't look at it and say, oh, I want to play football because, you know, and then I get big. And no, I played football because I was big and fast. I didn't get big and fast because I wanted to play football. Some people can't do that. Some people aren't blessed with those types of genetics, right? So if you love the sport and you want to play it, that's great. But if you suck, you suck. There's nothing that I can do to change genetics, but the work you put in can make you better. Absolutely. It can make you contribute to the team. And if you don't win, you got a jersey. You got something.
I look at it like in the sense of mental health. suicide is at an all-time high. Nobody really talks about this. But those peers that don't get an award at anything in life that they do, those are the ones that you see that are active shooters because they're just looking for some type of recognition
I disagree.
for what they're doing.
So like I posted on Instagram to talk about this. At age 12, I tried to kill myself. And I tried to hang myself because I thought I was a burden to everybody. I posted on social media, and like I posted on social media doing a white pieces of paper telling my story to, again, I think I posted my story when I was like age 25 or 26. At the girlfriend I asked at the time, I was like, I train a lot of athletes, like tons. And they're looking at Coach Matt, like he's got a great business, he's a big guy. Well, if Coach Matt can get through it, so can I. So at age 12, the suicide rate is the highest actually. And it's actually higher in males. And the numbers in Maryland might be a little bit different from Florida. I don't know. But the suicide rate is ridiculous. And like with again, social media, the suicide rates is going up and up and up. So like the participation, there's got to be like a give and take. I feel like you can't just keep giving these kids participation trophies for a long time because when they do hit adversity, that's where they go down that bad path. But at a young age, like you got to give them something.
Matt, if you'd have succeeded with that, you'd have never seen that life was going to get better.
I wouldn't be hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
On the podcast.
It's a moment. If you had someone that gave you an award and said, I seen the effort that you put in, that would have given you enough to say, I want that same attention again.
If my dad was more in my life, I feel like I wouldn't have tried it.
Okay. Exactly what the fuck I was saying. I don't need a medal. What you need is a positive influence. You need the responsibility for a 12-year-old, right? I think, because this is my opinion, again, you guys can crucify me in the comments if you want. I don't give a shit.
I hope so.
I'm very confident in what the fuck I'm
I
saying.
hope they crucify you.
I think, number one, if you said it yourself, if my dad was more involved, I'd have been much more fulfilled. An award wouldn't have done shit for him. An award wouldn't have done that. Oh, I got a little medal that says I tried.
Where's your trophies right now?
I don't even know.
Okay, then.
I don't even know. No, but no, I'm gonna tell you right now, they didn't matter. My dad would wake up and we would run around Washington Park in Colorado. And it's a 3-mile trail. It's beautiful. Flowers everywhere, indoor swimming pool, you name it. But 3 o'clock in the morning, he's running. He's not waiting for you. If you don't keep up with him,
He'll straight dust you.
I'll see you at the finish line. And I'm going to start the car. And if you're not there, when I get I'm going to leave you here. It's 6 miles to get back home. So either you stay with me
Or you're getting left.
or you're getting, that's a 6-mile walk back home.
Yeah.
So he was at, I want to say I was 11 at that time, 68 pounds. He was telling me yesterday's results don't matter. Every day, you got to put your best foot forward.
That's an influence.
And I say
That's
that.
awesome, man. Like, I wish I would have had that shit in my life.
And I say that to say I didn't care about yesterday's results. So when it came to trophies, I don't need to hold on to those. Because my dad isn't going to let me say, I beat you yesterday. Okay, good. You beat me to the car.
Everything
Tomorrow, you better do the same thing.
Everything you're saying is proving the point. It is not the responsibility
He's
of a
like,
medal.
shit.
It's everything you're saying is
Like,
proving
your
my
dad
point.
being in your life, pushing you to be better and greater, that's amazing. Like, you can't put a trophy on that.
You
really
can't.
can't.
That's why I said I can't have a trophy. But it's a lot of, think about the generation that we have. I'm not even talking about my generation. I'm talking about the generation before me. There's a lot of women that just take the kid and they're fatherless.
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do. How do you empower that kid that had no say so on whether he wanted
trainers
to
and coaches. Like,
Here's what I'll tell you, and this is why I said what you're saying is proving my point. It is not the responsibility of a 12-year-old to handle their own emotions and thought processes because they can't do it, especially in today's generation of instant gratification, scrolling on the fucking phone. They're constantly comparing themselves to what they see.
or the next Snapchat or the next TikTok.
That's it.
It's so sad.
It is, and it is the adult's responsibility to coach them, put the right influence in that individual to help them grow and understand, okay, you're not happy with where you're at, but get up with me at 3, run, here's the results you're going to get, right? you got better. You
Those are the
became a
guidance that,
phenomenal
like-
athlete. You played college football. You could have played, and matter of fact, you were a multi-sport person, right? There's so many different things you could have done because you had the right influence. And this is not just necessarily for sports. Obviously, we're on sports because we all played sports. And we're sitting next to a pro athlete as a Saturday, right? But that can be in anything. You can do that in anything, but you have to have the right support system. It is the responsibility of the adults around. And this is another reason why I was so desperate, and I reached out to him months ago. His posts on social media are nothing but fucking positivity and building up the successes of his clients and the people that he works out with, the people that he trains. It's constantly like, oh, you know what? 2 pounds. 2 pounds is something. 2 pounds is progress, baby.
Like, I do have some clients that I train athletes that don't have a dad. And I don't take on that father figure, but I definitely take on that role of, hey, stay out of trouble. Don't get detention. If you want to go play D1 ball, this is what we have to do. If you want to go to Weber to get a scholarship, this is what you need to do. Like, my dad worked all the time. Like, he just wasn't around because he was working so much. And like, he just wasn't there. Like, having somebody, like, I had one coach that really pushed me to be better. And he's the one who guided me. If you don't have somebody and somebody who's influencing your life, you're going to be a lost child or teenager that like is just out there in the world not having a path, and that's hard. That's real tough.
And I'm telling you right now, the world that we live in today of instant gratification and social media, that's what's causing the uprise because they're constantly comparing themselves. When I was coming up, my dad was, well, a lot of people in the pod know about my dad. But I will say this, when I got to high school, he didn't go to any of my games, but he talked to me from time to time. But I followed guys like Julius Peppers. That was my fucking hero. He was a defensive end for the Carolina Panthers. He played it for the UNC Tar Heels, right? And I idolized this dude. I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have all this other stuff where I could see all this other stuff. I learned what I could about him, his training regimen, the way he did things, all that stuff. That motivated me. I never even met the dude. I had an opportunity to meet him. I went to a game once. I was like 12, and he was walking over, and I fucking froze like a little bitch. I could have got his autograph and everything. I was like, "Dad," my dad's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Right? But that's what I'm talking about. I don't think necessarily I agree with don't take on the father role, right? But be the influence. It is the adult's responsibility not to be a parent all the time, but to provide the influence. It's a responsibility of all of us. When we get to a certain age, reach back, pull a kid up. That's on all of us as adults. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think an award can do anything for a child. I think that the right influence and the right motivation from a person that really gives a shit is what changes a kid's life.
I mean, normally people have that in a coach or a teacher or a mentor or a pastor, but that holding on that somebody's going to care out in this world, man, people are don't even lift their heads up. The majority of the time I'm driving, I'm seeing people next to me
very hard
looking at their phone the entire time. So it's you're asking for something that's depreciating, that's going in the opposite direction. You don't have many people, male or female, that are trying to set themselves apart. Most people, like you say, well, if he went out and didn't have a drink, like, why are you not drinking? Like,
you're not cool, man.
You're not cool. Like, it's not cool to be disciplined.
Or different.
Or different, for that matter. Everybody wants you to be the exact same as you see the people around you. So when I say the participation award is necessary, it's because for that very day, that kid know the effort that he put in was enough to get an award. If I give it my all, win, lose, or draw, I get something for this. It's just like going to work. If I was a greeter at Walmart, I don't have to be a great greeter.
You better get paid though.
But I still get a participation award called a paycheck. And I just put my time in. It didn't matter whether I was great or bad, good or bad. I still got that participation.
But would you
award.
rather be a greeter at Walmart or the general manager at Walmart?
Come on.
So,
God, dude, right here, dude.
I really
right here.
That,
don't leave me hanging on that.
That's based off of how you were raised. Because if you have people, I have friends that aren't from this country. So when they wake up,
half our Weber college was literally all international people.
You mean?
Like, they were all international. But I feel like it's where you come from. Who again? I'm coming from Baltimore City. Like, straight up, like, I'm going to make it out of where I was because that's the only choice you fucking have.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be stuck where I was. I don't want to be doing the same shit my dad did or living paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to be that fucking Walmart greeter. Nothing against them. I want more out of life.
Yep.
Like, I want to be the general manager. It's just, do you think being an entrepreneur is gifted to you, or do you have to actually work for it?
You have to work for it. But I say that to say, because you require more doesn't mean I require more. I have people like that are from Kenya. And they're like, Keon, I had to wake up and outrun the cheetah in order to survive. And forget the shelter. They can still come into the shelter. So there is no sense of security. All I got to do is wake up and go to Walmart and wear an outfit, and I pay all my bills and I eat 4 square meals. Sign me up. I don't care if I'm a greeter. That's winning to them because I don't have to.
Oh, I get it.
I don't have fear for life.
But if I was raised in Africa and then I came over here, yeah, that's a win.
That's a win.
I get that. But neither one of us did that.
Okay, you got a good point. You got a good point.
Your dad and today's like pretty much the first day in 12 years. I've actually met you at college. Like, if your dad said you're a greeter at Walmart, from what you've told me, he'd be pissed off at you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get it twisted because he always,
But you mean like
he never told me that was enough.
That was the influence.
That's influence. Like, to have that father figure in your life is top notch. But again, like, I'm actually glad my dad wasn't really in my life because it pushed me to be where I am at today. But again, like, it's everybody has a different life and a different path. Like, to have your dad help you, which is great. That's awesome. Again, like, your dad didn't show up to your games. My dad didn't show up to mine. Like, that shit sucked.
Yeah.
But again, like, it is what it is. Everybody's dealt a path, but at a certain age, it's like, come on, tie your own shoes and get this shit together. You can't have a participation trophy all day long and just say, hey, here's a little ass slap. Good job. You made it to the next day. You'll never get that raise. You'll never get that advancement throughout business. No one's going to give two shits when you get to a certain age. Participation trophies, I'll say you 12 or younger, fine. You're teaching them something. But after that, when they get into high school, no one gives a shit. Like, if you want to be a state champ, you don't get state champ appreciation or participation awards. You're a state fucking champ.
The only thing you get, second, third, fourth.
No one
cares.
cares.
Goes up to sixth.
No one remembers second place.
I take that back. I ran track. I came second place a lot. I was happy with that silver medal. It meant I was that much close. I was that much better.
Did you ever win first?
Yeah, of course.
And how'd you feel when you actually
Of course, I walked around like I was the man.
On, what are we talking about?
knowing that you outraced every single human being and won is
And
the
that's-
best feeling because you
And that's
know,
in Miami. So
yeah, like, you're a stud. Like, I don't want to lose. And if you lose and you come, if you're happy with second place, you'll be always happy with second place. Fuck that. Like, me winning Baltimore's best trainer 4 years in a row. Okay, cool. I won that today. No one cares. Guess what? Tomorrow's the next day. Just like your dad said, hey, cool, I beat you yesterday. I'm going to beat you again. Tomorrow I got to wake up and do my job so I can win it the fifth time in a year or fifth time in a row.
Yeah.
Like, coming in second place is fucking a joke.
So it's unacceptable because the standard that you set.
It's too high. It's high.
I tell everyone it's only because of your personal standard.
yeah.
Totally
Like,
understand.
because you're disciplined, second place is unacceptable. If I won second place right now and I was competing against you and my discipline meter wasn't as high as you were, I know what it's going to take for me to get to that next level. And I know the reason why I'm where I am right now. Yeah. So as long as you know why you're in that position.
That's a big win. If you got better, like, say if you came in second place and you still had a better time than your last track meet, that's a win.
Yeah, that's PR.
That's great. That's huge. Taking these losses and just reevaluating them, or having the trainer or the coach, hey, you didn't win, but guess what? Your arm pumping and your arm slot was better this time. That's a win. Like, a lot of times you're not just a loser. You're not just this. We actually got a little bit better. And, like, breaking things down, like that little stepping stone to get you to first place on the track team, that's what it's all about.
Now you're breaking down the influence. This is what comes after I didn't win. This is what comes after. This is the motivation. Like, okay, are you happy with second place? Evaluate, right? No, we didn't win, but at the same time, last year you did this, you came in 10th. You improved your time by 2 seconds, right? Like that's
My
amazing.
knee drive was better.
My knee,
All
all the
those things. That's a win.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. So
maybe
it's
I
like
didn't
it
get first
comes in.
place, but I still won.
Yeah. And I want to add in, this is, we're going off the basis of sports right now, right? We're not talking about winning in sports, right? We're talking about anything
In
that
life.
you have a passion for what you want to do. That could be fucking anything, right? And I think, oh shit. I'm really losing my mind, dude. You remember movie came out, Compton. Oh my God. Ice Cube and
Friday?
no. Like the origin story for Ice Cube and the whole thing.
You lost me.
I can't remember.
You know how many movies Ice Cube?
I know.
was in?
No,
Like,
the guy played
NWA? The NWA
Yeah,
movie?
like the movie about NWA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you. All right, who was the DJ that was in there?
don't make me lie to you. I don't know. I never seen NWA.
Really?
No. I mean, I grew up listening to their music. I don't have to watch the
But
story.
again, like they were all influencers. Like
Yeah, they were all influencers at
They
the
didn't
time.
have a blueprint. They just went after it and they just did their thing. And they
There
said,
was a guy that was in there, and forgive me for not remembering because I watched the movie and honestly I was fucking jacked up at the end. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go do me. But they said he's been like 25 years. He's only been out of his booth for 2 weeks because he loves it. He found the thing that he loved,
Passion.
and strived to be the best. And that's what we're getting at. That's the whole reason I even point that. I was going to use it as an analogy, but I really fucking fumbled that. But besides that, I mean, once you find the thing that you're supposed to do, a lot of times, like what you do, let's be real, it's not really work anymore.
no, it's a passion. I love it. And like I've had a lot of people, even my parents who I love to death, they were like, when are you gonna get a real job? When are you gonna get a real job? Like
This is your career.
I have a real job, mom and dad. I'm financially stable. I'm doing what I love. Like every day I wake up to go into my job, I'm actually excited. Like I get to help people. I don't want to sit at a desk.
Yeah.
I'd throw the desk out the window because I couldn't do it, or
Yeah.
type at a computer and be an accountant. But if you're great at being an accountant and running numbers and you're top notch at it, fucking own that shit.
That's what I'm talking about. Find the thing that you are supposed to do. Once you find that, honestly, that motivation to want to be the best in that area kind of naturally comes.
and you're just living. We get one life to live. Like do what makes you happy. And if you can actually pay your bills doing whatever you love, you're winning.
Speaking of one life to live, now I'm gonna go back. This is all the way back. This is gonna sound like it's off topic, but I really want to hear what made you transition from going from natural to PED. Because you got
question.
one life. You got one life. You're gonna live it to the fullest.
I've never really like overdone it with PEDs. I've always got my blood work done. That's a great question. Like I've always relied on genetics, work ethic, and just like sleeping and my training regimen. I just knew if I wanted to make it in the bodybuilding world, because like my first show, I was drug free and I won. But then like the next show I did, I actually flew back out to California and did bodybuilding again. And I went against like giants. And I was like, what the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And then I found out they're running steroids, some PEDs, all this shit. I'm like, all right. So after college, like I went to everybody calls it like the dark side. And have you ever seen again, nothing against natural competitors. More power to them. Awesome. I take my hats off to you guys. Like I train all natural athletes. I want to because I'm not willing to coach somebody for a drug show and fuck up their life or their health. But you've never seen anybody on a magazine or sponsorships or anything who's natural. When you think of a bodybuilder, you think of a freak show, honestly.
You got a good point. I mean, I didn't know back at what I was looking at. I didn't know Rodney Coleman was on steroids. I just thought he was just like, yeah, buddy. He was just going for it. You know,
ate chicken and rice and he got fucking huge.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's at a young age. Like we didn't even have this information. Like back in the day, you would have to see magazines that like or some type of protein.
Maximum?
Yeah, Max Muscle. They're not saying, oh, if you drink creatine, you'll get jacked like Ronnie Coleman. You take this protein, you'll look like Jay Cutler. No, motherfucker. They're like shooting growth. Now they're doing insulin, test, DECA, everything under the sun. And guess what? That's what they work hard. They have no life other than bodybuilding but they do take PEDs.
Yeah.
So it has to be, but we were always taught like, and that even now in this generation, it's still like a forbidden no.
Oh, it's like it's like a dark path. But like if you see now, it's like, have you seen what The Rock looks like?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, everybody's using some type of steroid.
So you think The Rock is on steroids?
Yes, easily.
Yeah.
At age 40 or 50, whatever how old he is.
Yeah, I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
50 years old, your test levels are dropped dramatically, and he's shredded to the bone just as much as me. Like he's about to step on stage. Like all these actors, all these people, like these fitness influencers who don't even compete. I know tons of fitness influencers that don't even compete. They use some type of Winstrol, Anavar, some type of drug.
See, I was always told that like as long as you have testosterone in your body, like as we get older, you get past your 30s, you want to have testosterone, you want to help that. It's not going to be the adverse effect that you have if you were in your 20s when you're raged out. When you're in your 30s and you're taking testosterone, it just helps out your libido. It helps out your recovery. It has so many
Good side
benefits.
effects. Yeah.
To
But most people overdo it.
And that's on a normal level that it has those benefits. But some of those guys, like we talked about, it's really fuck yourself up and they go way
overboard. There's so many deaths in the bodybuilding world, definitely lately. Oh, there's tons. And again, like, am I willing to risk my life for a plastic trophy? Like after this show, I'm going to take a good year of just relaxing.
So what you having a coach that helps you not overdo it.
I would have I've coached myself from pretty much all my shows until this one. And I never overdid it before. I just always relied on my work ethic and everything like that. And now it's just like having a coach really focus on my blood work even more is awesome. Just having a great quality human being by my side to push me and to when to push this, when to take this, when to do this, when to do that. And the healthiest ways possible when I'll tell everybody and the people that I do talk to, bodybuilding is the most unhealthiest hobby ever. Ever. I'm supposed to be promoting health and wellness.
Mm-hmm.
The shit we do to step on stage, I literally drop my calories down drastically. I'm dehydrated. I could probably pass out after I flex so damn much. Oh yeah, big time. Like what I'm doing for a show is unhealthy. That's why I don't coach people for drug shows. Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's a massive sacrifice, dude. Like reading more into it. And
it's insane.
And you still wanted to move forward. Like, yep, this is what I'm going to do with my life. It's like,
I can't wait to do this shit.
It's just as unhealthy as drinking and doing drugs. It's just the difference is.
It's a different outlet for me. But after this year and I turned pro, that's a milestone that I've always wanted to hit. And then after that, I'm like, okay, let me reevaluate my life, reevaluate business. I want to have a family. I want to have kids. Like if you shoot and do so many PDs, you're putting yourself at risk not to have kids.
So what's the side effects to yours? To what you're taking to be show ready? What's the side effects?
I would say probably like losing out on like quality of sleep. I don't overdo drugs. I just take like the bare minimum of like sometimes like as a bikini competitor, like bikini competitor girls also take stuff too as well. Oh yeah.
I might need to go to this show.
I'm not taking so many drugs that can really risk my liver, my heart health. Like I'm taking so many supplements, like vitamins to really protect my body drastically.
So what kind of vitamins? Because this is all introductory. You're introduced. See, this is what happens when you do all these. You get show ready.
We gotta get into the final segment here.
I want to say this is the craziest thing about guys. Understand that he's getting ready for a show, so it's a lot more just hydration that's going in and out of your body. If you touch your skin, there's no elasticity to it. It's just all skin to bone to muscle.
Yes,
like it's compacted,
like 1% body fat.
Yes,
which is insane.
That's just right. You have a health risk.
Yeah,
thinking about that, but to go into this knowing that I can't do anything else unhealthy because I'm already doing something unhealthy in order to get
the gains.
To get the gains.
Gains.
I think it's all about growth. And I want to make sure before we get on the end segment that we highlight that. Like as a human, as a man, I just want to grow as much as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes into, and that's each and every year. It has nothing to do with just working out and the aesthetically pleasing part of life. What happened?
No, keep going.
So I say that to say, what you do for life, for a living, I do for life. Every year, I want to get better. I want to look better. I want to train smarter. How can we just celebrated his birthday, and all I do every year on every birthday, the goal is to get older, but to be smarter, to be wiser. People get older and their legs hurt, their hips hurt. It hurts getting out of bed. I don't want to be 20 years from now feeling like, man, I overdid it.
Yeah.
But if I stayed consistent and I kept the movement going and I was taking care of myself in the best way and shape as possible, I'll be in a better position to continue to look forward. I thought The Rock was all natural. I may sound crazy.
I'm not
as hell.
friends with him, but like at age 50, and there's another guy like named like Michael Hearn. Like there's a lot of guys that say they're natural, but like, come on, that's like me saying I'm natural. Fuck off.
I mean, but I think I actually do remember you. You were actually smaller when you were at Weber. Like
I played college soccer at Weber. Like I was shredded.
Yeah.
I was shredded to the bone. Like I've always had I was always veiny, very vascular, very thin skin. So that was a good genetic trait that I had. Like genetics play a huge role in bodybuilding. I just had to pack on more size.
So, dude, all right. So I hate to do this, but we gotta finish on the segment.
Go ahead.
God, I'm not gonna lie, this is good shit. But all right. So for the final segment of what we do is drum roll, blah 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 blah. So we have Joe's Barbecue Spice of the Month, right? So basically, it is your vibe over the last month, something that's put you in the moment, something that's made you feel good. Could be something small, could be something big, just anything that we go through. For instance, an example, I think Keon's vibe for the last pod of the month was celebrating Christmas with Mikey.
No, I took him shopping.
Yeah,
I took my son shopping, and as I'm taking him shopping, I'm buying all these gifts and so on and so forth. And I showed him a video of it, like all these blow up lawn ornaments. He was like, Dad, I let my son curse a little bit. So he's like, Dad, light this shit up. So I got, the Mandalorian, the Grinch, Minions. I got it all. And
That's awesome.
He wants that.
So-
and as I'm getting to the line, the guy was like, are you done? He's staring at my son and he's like, are you done? I was like, yeah. You don't see all this stuff in the cart? And he looks at me dead in my eyes and he hands me $100. He's like, go get some more. I remember having a son and I couldn't give him everything his heart desired. He's only going to be that small for so much longer. Go get him some more stuff. And to me, that was like, that was my spice.
That was his vibe.
That was my
That
vibe
was his
because
spice vibe of the month.
is just helping each other out. And that's amazing.
That's a great core memory that you'll never, that is amazing.
And my son didn't even know. He was like,
That's why I said the last.
I like this guy.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
He's good.
Last month, and then again, just another example. Mine in the same podcast was much more inferior. Mine was that vibe hit when you can't sleep, and you kind of go in that refrigerator, and you see that perfect fucking midnight snack, and you're like,
What'd you get?
"Oh dude, Lucky Charms."
Nice.
Yo, I'm
Cereal.
I'm not a huge cereal guy all the time, but I'll tell you what. I looked at that box. I said, I'm gonna digest all of that, and I'm gonna fall asleep instantly because this shit is gonna hit, and it's gonna be so good.
That's awesome.
So that was my vibe. So that's just a little bit of an example, but we'll start. Keon, what is your Joe's Spice vibe of?
I think my spice of the month had to be, just surprising you for your birthday. Like when we came
adorable.
up, we were talking all throughout the day, and I was like, "Bro, this can wait. I'm going to see you," but I can't tell him that we're getting ready to do a surprise birthday party for him. So it's like, I promise you, we can talk about this at another time. He's so excited that he wants to talk right then and right
We were
there.
literally talking about this pod.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Yo, he's coming down, bro. We're gonna have a great pod.
I'm like, big guy, I'm going to see you in a minute. I'm talking to his wife and I'm telling him, like, hey, can you get your husband to do something? Because right now he has too much time and he doesn't know that he's getting ready to see me.
Surprise.
We're going to have this whole conversation all over again. So to see him, when we walked in the house, he was like, hey, what's going on, guys? And then all of a sudden, he's like, surprise. He was like, She does this every year. How does she surprise me?
I don't know.
Get you
I
every
don't
time.
know how my wife does that shit
Yeah.
every year, but somehow she gets me every year. I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
Yeah, so that was my spice. Just seeing one of my best friends, if not my best friend, just light up like a kid.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
Walking into the house, like, you know how many times I walked into this
dope.
house, never seen him
Yeah.
light up like a kid. Like, so that was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What you got, man? What's your spice of the month?
My spice of the month was I just bought a house probably a year and a half ago. My family has been like so distant from each other since I was young. I had Thanksgiving dinner. I brought my family together for the first time in forever. We did a family photo
Yeah.
and brought my family to have dinner at the same table. And I posted a picture on Facebook. Like I'm like a 10-year-old. Like
Yeah.
it was the again like bodybuilding. There's nothing that can like compare to those core memories, like how you just did it, buying, like seeing your son light up. You're just like, or seeing him light up. You're just like, no money, nothing can like be like that.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
just
right
it's
there.
that
That's
instant
fucking
moment,
cool, man.
Yeah, that
Bringing
is
your
good.
family
Bringing the
into the
family
room.
together is
That's
always
badass.
good, man.
That's fucking
I can't wait to do that.
What's
Go
yours?
ahead.
Oh shit. Once again, I'm feeling a little inferior here. But, no. I don't know, man. Sometimes I look at the little things and get really excited about them. So honestly, my spice of the month.
You can think about the gifts you got. You know that I can think. You know those kids really went out for you.
I
Like,
got to say it was honestly I have to, how do I word it? Last night's a great example. So we did the party, right? And I'm putting together a TV. I got a new TV for Black Friday just to put in for the kids' room and stuff, so they could play video games on the big screen, all that stuff. And we have like a movie theater room, all that. I'm in the middle of putting this together, and then like my closest people walk in the door, and everyone's just super fucking stoked, and everyone's like, "Hey, happy birthday!" Right? And I'm shocked, surprised. I'm like, "Holy shit!" Like, you guys, and some of them drove literally an hour and a half, almost 2 hours just to come and hang out for like 3-4 hours
That's awesome.
and then go back, right? So as we're sitting there hanging out the whole night, it just kind of hits you in. You kind of have that tight knit group is just no matter what, always kind of there for you, just always there to support you, even for the little shit.
Yeah.
And they go above and beyond. I think my spice would go out to having real family and friends that really just kind of take that next level, and no matter what, just kind of always there.
Always there for you. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That shit felt real good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm right there with you. I definitely enjoyed it. Although it was a school night, so I had to bring my son back home. He wasn't really happy about leaving.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
I can
was a
sleep with
little
Avery and Ryder. I was like, no, but buddy, I'm not waking up.
about to roll.
I'm not waking up extra early so I can take you back to school. That's just,
fuck that.
it's gonna suck. You know, I'm not doing that. But that was definitely
Well, we'll finish this thing up, but again, Matt, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I know
Thanks for having me.
you
About to
are-
go eat my fish and rice in the car and head on back to Orlando. And
oh man. So that's when the show is at? The show is in Orlando?
it's Orlando at the convention center. And this would be nationally, it'd be all over throughout the world.
I was
It's gonna be
gonna say-
live streamed.
So
Go ahead,
what day is it?
Saturday. So like tomorrow's my weigh-ins, Friday's my tan. So I got to weigh in at 2:25 tomorrow. So right when I get home, I'll weigh, or back to my Airbnb, I'll weigh myself to see what I weigh.
So people are going to see this probably. It's going to be a little bit later, way after this one.
Way
because
after the
we
show.
got lined up a little
Yeah.
bit. But at the same time, go ahead and drop all your socials and stuff. Like, tell everybody. where you can find
Instagram, DoWork20 is my personal, and then DoWork Factory is my another one, and then my website for my app. I can train people online anywhere is doworkfactory.com.
Yep.
You can reach out to me if you have any questions, concerns, meal planning, diet, programming, training, anything. You can reach
And
out to there.
I can't tell you guys enough. Like I said, I've been in and around weight rooms for damn near 2 decades now, literally. And it's like you said, sometimes you find there's a lot of egos that walk around in a weight room, in a gym, in those types of environments. But I can't express enough the guy that's sitting with us here today, phenomenal human being that really cares about the person that he's working with. And like I said, I was so excited to have you on, man, just because I know what you're all about. I know you're such a great dude. So if you guys have a chance, go look him up. See the results afterwards. You're going to see my man go pro. We're speaking into existence.
yes.
But
after
check
you
out,
won.
go check out some
After you
social
won.
media sites. Give him a follow. Just kind of check into what he's doing. If you want to see someone that's really doing some good in the fucking world, check this guy out, and like I said, make sure you go see his social medias and see his results. So
Exactly, and don't get it twisted. He's not just telling you what to do. He's actually doing it. He's doing the work. This is it's not just a saying like just do it and so on and so forth. You have somebody that's really saying, I don't care about being cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna do the work. So to anyone else that doesn't have anybody to latch on to like Julius Peppers, follow Matt.
I will follow you right on back. And like I have a lot of people that I mentor as well and push in the right direction. So I'm always there for everybody.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, dude.
That
was awesome.
That's Pod 101 right there.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. And the next part, I'm gonna have my shirt, cut
Let's
off.
go.
Right now, I
Show
gotta
off a little bit.
Gotta show off a little bit, and I can't show off in front of Matt. He's show ready.